Greetings, my name is Rich Meropeick, and I am presently serving as your town councilor, and I am running for re-election this November. I feel I had a successful year serving the residents and taxpayers of Groton. One of the highlights this year was participating in hiring the new town manager. Currently, I serve on the Appointments Committee and the Town Council Liaison to the Board of Education's monthly meeting. I'm also on the USS Sail Project Board of Directors and perform the duties of project manager. I also serve on the Southeastern Connecticut Transit District seat as a secretary on the Board of Directors. I was a former RTM member, serving on the Planning Commission and the Shellfish Commission. I also serve on the Groton Long Point Water Commission as chairman and the 2009 Charter Revision Commission member, and the director of the Public Works at the Groton Long Point for 6 years. In the community, I serve as the past commander of the American Legion post in Noank and a current member, a member of the Groton Base Subvets and the 50-year Holland Club member, a member of the Knights of Columbus, and a member of the Groton Elks. This year I participated in the Mystic Outdoor Art Festival. Some 52 years ago, I came to Groton to attend the submarine school, and I returned in 1982 to purchase a house in Groton Long Point. I'm married and just observed 47 years with my wife, Kathy. We have 2 daughters, Rebecca and Sarah, and have 3 grandchildren, Julia, Gordon, and Theodore. As a town councilor, I am committed to the residents and taxpayers of the town. Again, this year we will be facing a financial tough decisions. Because of the huge funding cuts in the state budget, these decisions may affect our taxes, the level of the town staff, and the services that are provided. We must do all we can to maintain our education without any further cuts. Our revenue has declined, and the economic growth here in Groton is slowly growing, but has not contributed much overall. Taxes have increased over the few years and have negative effects, especially with many of the seniors on fixed incomes. We noted an increase of residents moving to other states, taking up residence there, while some are maintaining a house in Groton to avoid state taxes. I was for relocating all the town staff, including the Board of Education, into the Fitch Middle School building and making that a central core area. A few years ago, however, the cost presented needed to be rechecked, and as that may still be an option, we need to look at all the future uses of these buildings, such as the Groton Heights, the William Seeley School, and land or building lots owned by the town, and turn them into revenue. I'm for presenting the new charter revision question to the residents for their vote, and I'll be working with the council, town manager, and attorney to reinstate the voting rights of our part-time residents who own homes and land in Groton for budget matters. We are constantly looking for ways to increase our revenue. I support expanding our infrastructure along Route 117 to 184 to aid and promote growth of our commercial sites along the way. At a CCM workshop, it was said that 80% of our development comes from those businesses that are already here. Let's not forget them. I'm for outsourcing some of our present in-house public works tasks, such as grass cutting, snow plowing, and especially complete street paving. We do a great job in all these areas, and we pay for it all, above what a contractor would charge, due to the town's employees' salaries, pensions, medical benefits, and equipment of all those performing the work. Let's cut it back to an affordable level that we, as taxpayers, can handle. I'm extremely honored to be part of the team to bring the sail and the upper rudder of the USS Groton back home. As a submariner, I would like to thank all those men and women who designed, constructed, and served on submarines, making Groton the submarine capital of the world. I ask that all your residents get out and vote for our team on Tuesday, November 7th. Your vote counts. And please vote for me so I can continue to serve you and the outstanding, diverse community. Thank you and good night, and God bless the people in Groton.
Hello, I'm Karen Morton, and I'm a Republican incumbent seeking re-election to the Town Council. I've lived in Groton for more than 35 years and currently reside in Mystic with my husband, Matthew. I believe I'm uniquely qualified to serve on the council due to my long career in municipal government. I retired from Ledyard as Human Resources Director and worked for North Stonington as Administrative Assistant to the First Selectman. I understand government accounting and the budget process. I have a solid background in wage and benefit administration, as well as contract management and union negotiation. I'm currently serving my second term on the council and previously served on the RTM, Town Retirement Board, and Board of Assessment Appeal. Heading into this election, towns and cities throughout Connecticut are being penalized for the state's inability to honor its financial obligations. Our taxpayers have been hit with tax increases the last 3 years due to reduced state funding and a decline in our grand list. The time may soon come when Groton's taxpayers will be asked to make choices once considered unthinkable. The services and amenities provided to our residents enhance the quality of life in Groton. However, unless the Town Council, Board of Education, and subdivisions find ways to reduce costs, annual tax increases will continue. We must become proactive in finding ways to do more with less money. During this council's term, we've worked very hard to spur economic growth, instituting changes to make Groton more business-friendly. We are taking steps to combine the planning and zoning commissions. The zoning regulations are being rewritten, and we have adopted a tax increment finance program to encourage development. We obtained state approval of our airport enterprise zone. We are negotiating pilot funds from the Oddfellows facility, and we approved a tax payment program for Branford Manor, enabling complete renovation and improvements to the entire complex. The council supported the 2020 school building plan, hired a new town manager following a nationwide search, and extended the Noank Public School Gardens agreement for another 4 years. We approved body cams for the police department to enhance public safety and reduce liability, and we are collaborating with the city on a cost-sharing plan to integrate the dispatch centers. We listened to voter demands and appointed a charter revision commission, and we are actively marketing vacant town-owned buildings. Our hard work is paying off. The 2016 Connecticut Municipal Index ranked Groton above the state average for economic growth. I'm very proud of Groton's school system, and I support the advances to make it cutting edge and competitive. However, education has to remain affordable for all taxpayers. People can't spend money they don't have. State municipal aid and education funding is in serious jeopardy. It's time we stopped relying on that revenue to balance our budget. The next 2 years are going to be extremely challenging if we are forced to restructure operations. Your council has proven its leadership skills, and now is certainly not the time for change. While we've made great strides, there is still so much to be done. I'm asking you to trust in our vision and invest in Groton. With so much uncertainty, it's now more important than ever to stay the course with the Republican Council. The governor repeatedly assures us the ship of state has been righted, but it's obviously sinking fast. With Democrats at the helm, do you really want them running Groton? In closing, let me assure you that we are all in this together. As my campaign signs say, I'm focused on our future, and I pledge that I will continue acting in your best interests. It has been my honor to serve you for the past 2 years, and I hope I've earned your continued support in November. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leanne Aubry. I'm a candidate for the Groton Town Council in the upcoming election, November 7th. I was not born here, but I consider myself a native. I've always been involved in Groton, from when my children were small, joining PTA, special events, sports, to a senior graduation all-night party. Also, having served on the Economic Development Committee for many years and several terms on the RTM, I feel I have an informed view of Groton. Also, as a woman business owner, I've been active in the Groton Business Association since its beginning. The voice of Groton business has always been its goal. I'm also a licensed real estate broker, a member of the Eastern Connecticut Board of Realtors for many years, having served and chaired many committees. In my position as a realtor, I've seen every side of Groton, from growth, good, and some desperate situations. I feel I have the knowledge and first-hand experience to sit on the Groton Town Council, to participate in ensuring our growth as a community in a planned and constructive way. I will not rob Peter to pay Paul. Equal throughout the entire town. Never building one area and trying to destroy a thriving business in another. I will be guided by, is it an economic driver for the town? To grow our tax base, we must be inviting to families and businesses, large and small. The first requirement for investments is good education. Our school board, I feel, is passionate about trying to do just that with very little council support. The present council only approaches to cut the budget and close schools. The incoming will be pro-good education with wise and researched decisions. With your vote, and I and the entire team will be your voice of reason. All items that can be will be discussed in public forum. No backdoor agreements. All discussions will include all council members. We will not ask for a caucus to eliminate other party members. Let's have an open and productive council, welcoming ideas and information from all areas of Groton, in a desire to learn, improve, and grow. Being a longtime Rotarian and past president, the following is my guide. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I thank you for your time. I would appreciate your vote. Let's have a little humor and appreciation as we go forward. This is Leanne.
Hi, I am Diane Barber, and I am running for the Town Council for a second term. Being on the council has been a learning experience, as I learned quite quickly that things do not get accomplished overnight. It is both frustrating and heartwarming at the same time. I am very proud of the things that we have accomplished over the last 2 years. I am a liaison for the Economic Development Commission, which I feel is one of the most important commissions in the town. The last 2 years, the budget process was a very difficult time. As this video is being taped, the state has yet to adopt a budget. Yet, we as a council have cut spending for the town both years. The problem remains we do not have enough income coming in. It is essential that we build our grand list, and that is where the EDC comes in. You will notice some exciting improvements coming in and around town to help grow our grand list. I am also very proud that we have delegated a Charter Revision Commission. The commissioners, who come from all backgrounds, have worked very hard going through our charter line by line for the last 18 months. They have come back to the council with their recommendations. Many important changes have been debated. The reason I am running for a second term is quite simple. I would like to finish what I was a part of starting. The charter needs to go to the voters. I would also like to continue working with the EDC to watch the grand list grow. I am not afraid to ask the tough questions and to hold people accountable. I am looking forward to working with our new town manager, as I have many cost-cutting ideas that will continue to help Groton grow, and he is listening. I am also very proud of being a part of the hiring process for our new town manager, who brings many great cost-cutting ideas from his hometown. Your vote would be greatly appreciated. Please like me on Facebook, Diane Barber. Thank you.
My name is John Scott, and I'm running for a seat on the Groton Town Council. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and the Groton Public Library for putting it together. As a resident of Groton for over 20 years and a lifelong resident of the region, I'm excited for the opportunity to serve the town of Groton as a town councilor. I think I have a lot to bring to the table, and I can be a valuable asset to the team. There are 3 reasons why you should consider voting for me, and they are: 1, I'm a small business owner in town with over 15 years management experience that includes budgeting, human resources function, and sales. 2, I have name recognition in Hartford as a recent member of the Connecticut General Assembly. In the time I served up there, I created many friendships on both sides of the aisle that will be valuable in providing another layer of protection against the constant financial attacks forced upon us on the town's budget by the governor. 3, I have the experience in Groton government to get things done right out of the gate. Over the years, I have served the town as a member of both the RTM and the council, as well as various boards and commissions. These experiences have given me an excellent working knowledge of the town. Long and short, I want what is best for the town. I will work hard to support the efforts of economic development, and I will also work very hard to keep our budget under control and our taxes fair. For more information on myself and the other Republican candidates running for office this year, please check out our website at www.groton.solutions. Please vote for me, John Scott, on Tuesday, November 7th. My name can be found on the ballot in box 3B. Thanks again for watching.
Hi, I am David Atwater, and I am running as a Democrat for Groton Town Council. My wife Susan and I moved here from Maine 18 months ago to be closer to our daughter and 2 granddaughters in New York City and our son and 2 grandsons in the Boston suburbs. It was a wise decision. Not only do we get to see our families more often, we get to enjoy this beautiful area. We enjoy being near the ocean with so many open vistas to boats and beaches. And coming here from Maine, we were fortunate to buy a home overlooking 20 acres of open space, complete with a doe and her fawn and a kit of foxes sleeping on our doorstep. With bicycle trails and walking paths throughout Groton, this is truly, as we say in Maine, the way life should be. While living in Maine, I was a town selectman for 6 years, 2 of them as the chair. When asked to consider running for town council in Groton, I felt that, with my experience in municipal government, I had something to offer. As selectmen in Damascotta, we ran and were elected on our merit, not because of some party affiliation. While disagreeing at times, we worked together for the benefit of the town and its citizens. I am a strong believer in bipartisanship, listening to all sides of an issue before making a decision. Needless to say, I was surprised when I received a Republican campaign pamphlet with the quote, "Democrat politicians have proven that we can't run our state, that they can't run our state, so why would we let them run our town?" This is like saying, quote, "Republican politicians have proven that they can't run our country, so why would we let them run our town?" I encourage voters to vote for the candidate they feel will do the best for Groton, not what someone in Hartford or Washington tells them to do. Groton is a diverse community, not only diverse in age, socioeconomic background, and heritage, but unique in physical makeup. With the town of Groton, the city of Groton, Noank, Mystic, and Groton Long Point, and can be confusing for a newcomer like me. I sincerely ask you to talk to me about the issues that concern you. I am working hard to understand the 7 fire districts, 3 police departments, and half of Mystic and Groton, and the other half in Stonington. I ask for your help. Having spent over 35 years in the financial services industry, I am a fiscal conservative. I'm not against spending money, just spending it wisely. While serving as a selectman in Maine, I was referred to as the voice of reason. Let me give you an example. There is currently a heated discussion going on in Groton about changing the town charter. After 15 months of study, the Charter Revision Commission has made their recommendations to the council, with imminent deadlines pending to accept or reject their recommendations. And yet, according to the Day newspaper, one councilor wants to know if non-resident property owners should be permitted to vote on a referendum budget. And the town manager is raising the question, if a finance board should replace the RTM, shouldn't there be representation on that board from each of the 7 voting districts? My, quote, voice of reason says, this vote should be tabled. These issues are too important to be decided at the last minute. They should have been considered over the last 15 months. As a fiscal conservative, I am also for sharing of services. Damerscott has shared many services with our sister town, Newcastle. The town offices did purchasing together. The Shellfish Commission and the Shoreline Zoning had representatives from both communities, and the Public Works Department shared equipment. While all things can't be combined, it is worth considering some sharing in the town as well as New London County. In closing, I would like to say that if elected, I will work hard for all of Groton, from our 5,000 school children up to our 9,000 seniors. Please vote for me on November 7th. Thank you.
Hello, I am Bonnie Nault, and I'm running for re-election to the Groton Town Council. I decided to run because I was brought up in a family that served their community and their country. Both my father and mother were active in local politics, my dad being a town councilor and mayor for many years, and my brother also serves in Westbrook as a fire commissioner. Years ago, I served as a coach to many Groton children and as a Girl Scout leader to many Groton girls. I didn't run for political office until after my husband Jim and I both retired as captains from the U.S. Navy in 2008 after moving around the country and the world. We returned home 4 years ago to our Mystic House, which we have owned for 29 years, and I decided to seek public office. My first stint was on the Historic District Commission, and then 2 years ago I got elected to the Town Council. I also serve on the Economic Development Commission as a Town Council liaison, and I believe they are proactively trying to increase businesses in town. We have done a lot of outreach, and I personally persuaded a friend of mine to move his business from Stonington to Groton, and the ribbon cutting will be in a few weeks. We need more revenue, and the streamlining of the zoning regs and combining the planning and zoning commissions will surely help this effort. Our Economic Development Department has been very active, and I'm excited about the things to come from them in the near future. Paige Bronk has been doing such a great job that he won the 2017 Member of the Year Award from the Connecticut Economic Development Association. Good things are starting to happen in Groton. I am running again because there are many initiatives that we have started that are not complete. I wholeheartedly support selling much town property that we own, including many abandoned schools and property that we should sell and get back on the tax rolls. I'm so proud of being on the council that hired John Burt for the Groton Town Manager. If you look at his track record, he is amazing and going to do great things for this town. I'm also proud of being on the council that selected a Charter Revision Commission, which has brought to the council many great suggestions, and I am supporting their recommendation to eliminate the RTM and give the vote to the Groton Town residents. That includes the citizens of the town and the city. I support empowering the people of Groton to vote on their budget in a referendum. This has been a very difficult year for the budget, and we still do not have a budget from the state as I record this message. I am not shy about voting my conscience and have been a lone vote on tough issues more than once, including my vote to not give a raise to the last town manager retroactive to July 2016 on his way out the door. This town needs serious change, and I would like to be part of it. I hope I can count on your support November 7th. And if you would like one of my signs or have any issues with the town, please give me a call. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Patrice Oskie, and I'm a candidate for Town Council. Almost 30 years ago, we moved to Connecticut and we chose to settle in Groton, not Stonington, not East Lyme. Why? Because of the natural beauty, the shoreline and the green spaces, the economy, the major employers, and the wonderful small businesses. Because of the services, the public utilities, the parks and recreation, human services. All of these things show the community commitment that we all should treasure. We bought a house and we raised our family here. Groton is a great place to raise a family. And to all the EB new hires out there, you can't beat the commute. We'd love to have you settle here with us. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a civics teacher at Grasso Tech. Our mission is to prepare kids for the workplace and to be productive citizens in their communities. I'm a union rep and I serve on the Executive Council of the State Vocational Federation of Teachers. I've provided district professional development for other social studies teachers. I see myself as a public servant. So what can I bring to the table? Why should you vote for me? My experience. I have previous service on the RTM, including as finance chair. Most recently, I've been a member of the Charter Revision Commission. My familiarity and experience with town and Board of Ed operations and budgets make it possible for efficient, careful review. I'll be ready for the job on day one. I have ideas for savings, but they're dependent on trust between the Town Council and Board of Ed, between town employees and the subdivisions. I can offer credibility and understanding of the needs of educators and the concerns of our neighbors who work for all of us. Our goal is to improve communication, work cooperatively and respectfully, to protect our education system, to work for all our kids in all parts of town. Lately, I've watched some in office inflame divisions between residents in different parts of Groton, between families with young children and our retirees, between our Navy families and lifelong residents. Nothing good will come from sowing these divisions or continuing down this path. As a teacher, you learn early on not to escalate difficult situations. From my service on the RTM, I learned to work across the aisle to accomplish goals. These are skills I will bring to the Town Council. Efficiencies and cost effectiveness will only result from respect and cooperation, from listening, from finding common ground, and through hard work. All of Groton working together, growing Groton together. I ask for your support on November 7th, and I thank you for your time.
Hi there, my name is Bruce Flax and I'm running for re-election to the Groton Town Council. For those who may not know me, I am the current town mayor and have lived in Mystic Groton for the past 22 years. I've been married to Kathleen, who is a math teacher at Ledyard High School. We have 5 children aged 20 to 8, all who have gone or are going through the Groton school system. I'm a graduate of George Washington University with a bachelor's degree in business. I have proudly worked at Foxwoods Resort Casino for over 20 years as the Director of Ticket Operations and Entertainment Marketing. I have served on the council for the past 9 years, the first year as an appointed member, the last 8 as an elected official. I'm running for council because as a 22-year resident of this town, I want to give back to the community. Plus, I have a genuine interest in town government operations, including how my tax dollars are spent. I not only like the town services I receive, I want to ensure that they are a good value for what I pay in taxes. In addition, I'm the second longest serving member of the current council, and there are things that are important to me that have not been completed. There are advantages to vote in a 9-year incumbent councilor, including time served. There's a lot to learn as a town councilor, and I continue to become educated of the ins and outs of the town. It is very important for the council to have elected officials with experience. Plus, as the current mayor, I have picked up a wealth of knowledge and made important, valuable contacts. I know the issues and the players, and I am well acquainted with the budget process. Why should we vote for you? Well, let me give you several reasons. 1, I'm level-headed and listen to both sides of an issue before making a decision. 2, I believe communication is power, and I also believe in transparency of government. I continue to make sure citizens are informed. I started a Facebook page entitled Government Community Groton, please like this, on Facebook, where every weekend I post the agendas of the Town Council, the City Council, the Board of Education, and RTM meetings for the upcoming week. I believe it is important for the citizens to know what's going on. 3, My decisions are made considering the entire tax base. I try to do what is best for the town as a whole, thinking of all the citizens of the town, the city, and Groton Long Point. 4, I never forget that we work for the taxpayers. 5, I am passionate about town issues and I want to see things get done. I'm not satisfied with the status quo. It's unacceptable for me to pass on an issue because that's the way it's always been done. 6, I have earned the trust of many in Groton, and numerous constituents have sought my assistance in resolving town-related issues. 7, I am very well acquainted with the budget process, and as such, I actively try to keep spending in order. This current council has worked hard for the taxpayers. Town spending over the past 2 years is down. It is down. Fiscal year 2018, 1.6%, and in 2017, 5.5%. As promised, we appointed a charter revision commission, initiated the combining of the planning and zoning commissions, hired a new town manager, advocated for the School 2020 project, approved funding and provided support for the Waterfront Thames River Taxi, approved the tax payment program for Brantford Manor, enabling a complete renovation, approved body cams for the police, and are working on cost sharing with Groton Town Police and City's Dispatch. And there's so much more to do. I still believe one of our greatest opportunities is cost sharing. We have 3 police departments, 3 public works departments, and 2 parks and recs departments all in the same town. We have several IT directors, planning directors, building and maintenance employees who, if we approach properly, could provide opportunities for cost savings. And that is savings done without laying anyone off. I have worked hard to initiate conversations amongst all parties, and I will continue to make that a priority. I am also committed to working with the RTM to ensure that both political bodies complement each other. This past year, I, along with the RTM moderator, Scott Newsom, had several joint meetings with the 2 bodies to become more synced up during the budget process. There are so many great things about our town, including the services we receive, the strong town employees, the committed teachers in our schools, the American pride we see in our Navy base, the strong sense of community in every corner of our town, and the unique governmental structures with the subdivisions and fire districts. There are also many challenges, including and most importantly, keeping taxes down while maintaining excellent schools and town services. The council needs to continue to focus on economic development, ensure well-run town operations, work with the subdivisions to create opportunities with regards to the town and election. With regards to the town and the election, I do have more to tell you. I just don't have enough time. Please like my mayoral Facebook page to find out things happening in Groton, and look me up at www.bruceflax.com. I'd like to thank my family and friends for their support. Election Day is November 7th, and I would appreciate your vote.
Hello. I want to thank the Groton Public Library and Sean Greeley for taping the candidates and broadcasting on GMTV. I'm Rachel Franco, and I'm running for a position on the Groton Town Council. I'd like to tell you a little about myself. I grew up the only child of a hardworking mother and a disabled Vietnam veteran father right here in Groton. I'm a lifelong resident of Groton, and I've lived in many areas, including Quantic Bridge, High Rock Trailer Park, Groton City, and Mystic. I proudly graduated from Fitch High School with my maiden name, Rachel Gookins, and settled here with my husband and raised my 3 children. My family truly enjoys baseball, and we've hosted numerous collegiate baseball players over the past 6 summers from the Mystic Schooners. We also created the CT Clippers, a nonprofit travel baseball program for area youth aged 10 to 16. This election represents an important opportunity to set a new direction for the town of Groton voters. You were given 9 votes for town council. I'd like to tell you why I think you should cast one for me. To begin, I believe our schools are strong and successful, and I want to keep them that way. I want to maintain open spaces, and I want our communities to be safe with strong police and fire departments. Though I find the most urgent issues to be in Groton's economic development. I feel Groton's greatest need is to revive our business areas, as well as grow and modernize our residential communities. Groton has lost many businesses and closed many schools. Those buildings still remain vacant. I find this to be a major problem. Let's turn the schools over to developers who can create assisted living communities like Mystic Academy, condos, or residential mixed-use spaces. Let's entice the right kind of development and businesses that will grow Groton successfully. Groton has been dealing with these problems for many years. I truly believe we need new solutions to conquer old problems. A shining light in Groton is Electric Boat, who is currently a major job creator in Connecticut, though 70% of their workforce lives outside Groton. This is a major missed opportunity for our town. I feel there is a great need to revitalize Groton, which will entice people to work, live, and shop here. I believe this can be achieved by following the suggestions in the town's economic and market trends analysis, which was completed in June of 2016, for which I fully endorse. So vote for me, Rachel Franco, if you believe economic development is something that should be a priority for Groton. Finally, we're facing significant challenges related to the state of Connecticut budget. I believe tax increases are not our only option, nor should they be our first option to address a budget deficit in Groton. I have a degree in accounting, and I work as a business manager. I will dig deep into the budget, and I will respect and work with my colleagues on monetary matters, and will do my absolute best to create a fair and balanced budget. Because the destiny of Groton turns on how real we are about the trials confronting us and how courageous we are in addressing them, we're standing at a crossroads. One path is well-worn and easy. It's a continuation of our current path, where all we do is make changes at the margins. But for Groton to grow and thrive, we must map a new course, and we can do this together. From the many corners of the town, we can agree on a shared vision, a town with its people fully employed, well-schooled, and not overtaxed, and believing in and getting value from their government. I will fight for what does work, and I'll end what doesn't. I won't shy away from challenges. I will join you in confronting them. I'm asking my fellow neighbors for the opportunity to serve you, to fight for you as a council member who is truly beholden to none and accountable to all. Thank you for your vote. Rachel Franco on November 7th.
Hi, my name is Deb Perez, and I'm running for re-election to the Groton Town Council. Born in Groton, I am a lifelong resident with a vested interest in this town. Even though I am a registered Republican, I truly believe my job as an elected official is to make the right choices for our town of Groton. I believe that Groton offers its constituents great quality of life resources in the senior center, our libraries, as well as parks and recreation. As a member of the Town Council for the past 8 years, I have worked to make sure that these resources continue to thrive, while at the same time continue to improve our roads, support our schools, and support new business development. As an incumbent of the Groton Town Council, I am aware of all of the current issues that face our town. I listen to both sides of the story and make decisions based on the facts. I am not afraid to make changes if it means improvement for our town. I believe that it is imperative to remember the unique and diverse structure of Groton. It has numerous subdivisions, the Navy, and many more in between. All areas must be taken into consideration when making town council decisions. I continue to support cost sharing between the town, the city, Board of Education, and the subdivisions. Our tax base has been slowly diminishing, and our revenues as well. When it comes to taxes and the town budget, I believe that the town manager, department heads, and the Board of Education need to be held accountable for all of their spending activities and should be encouraged to create revenue-generating ideas. I was part of the town council that worked together to help reduce operating expenses by 5.5% for fiscal year ending 2017 budget and 1.6% for fiscal year 2018. I was part of the initiative to develop the tax increment finance program used by other cities nationwide to help encourage economic development. Economic development does not stand alone. There is also community development. I advocated and supported the 2020 school building project. I supported funding of the waterfront taxi operation on the Thames and approved a tax payment program for Branford Manor, enabling a complete renovation of the entire housing complex. Communication is key, building strong working relationships among our diverse community. I believed it was important to initiate the rewrite of the zoning regulations so that developers and homeowners have a more streamlined process during their building process. Everything I have mentioned here today can help strengthen our tax base, and in return will help reduce the residential tax burden, help support school and community building projects. I want the opportunity to continue volunteering, time enhancing all aspects of the town. I'd appreciate your vote on Tuesday, November 7th. Make it a great day for the town of Groton.
Hi, my name is Conrad Hede, and I'm running for town council. A little about myself: I was born in Texas and grew up in Massachusetts. I earned a bachelor's degree in history and economics at the University of Texas, Austin. I worked at the front desk of a hotel in Boston before moving to DC and earning my master's in politics and foreign policy at American University. While in DC, I interned for Massachusetts Senator John Kerry. That was a great experience, which led to my working at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Government and policy has been a lifelong interest. I moved to Groton 7 years ago to work as a revenue manager for Mystic Marriott. I was elected to the Groton RTM for 2 years, where I learned about local government. I was then elected to Groton City Council. I'm serving my second term now. I'm passionate about public service, energetic, and committed to do the job well. I like meeting people, listening to all sides, and learning about an issue before making an informed decision. I'm interested in serving on the town council because I'm concerned about Groton's future. Over the past 30 years, Republicans have generally controlled the Groton government with one short interruption. They claim to have kept taxes low. What they've actually done is systematically underfund our town pension to the tune of $18 million. The problems you see up in Hartford could impact Groton if we don't meet our own obligations in a smarter way and rely on our pension commitments. I think solving this challenge is critical to our future. Our town is a large, diverse community, and I think we need to balance sound fiscal management and vision. We need smarter economic development. The current council designated vacant land for something called a tax incremental financing zone, when the trends over the last 20 years have demonstrated more bang for the buck by focusing on urban density. We should be focused on redeveloping dated areas, including Long Hill Road, into mixed-use, walkable communities with stores, restaurants, and condos. That's what young professionals recruited to work at EB and Pfizer are looking for. They don't want more suburban sprawl or another vacant industrial park. They want vibrant, lively places to live, work, and play. I'd also like the council to work with the Board of Ed to develop programs that help all students, and specifically average and struggling students. When our budgets get cut, it's wrong to isolate all the cuts to the education budget. We cannot let the kids' futures suffer. We're a town of 40,000 people, but we don't have a community center, so we need to keep our libraries and recreation programs strong. To go along with this, we need a community police force that knows and understands the people in the neighborhoods they are patrolling. We have 9,000 seniors, many on fixed incomes, and many more relying on our fantastic senior center. We need to ensure that our town's finances don't take too much from them, and we need to keep fighting for the services that our retirees need to enjoy a good quality of life. I believe with EB growing, our corner of the state will increase in influence, and that gives us an opportunity. With the right people in charge, Groton could lead a movement towards regionalization aimed at saving money and improving services with greater efficiencies of scale. Let's be creative and look at new ways to partner with neighboring municipalities. I love Groton. It's a large, diverse community with many different neighborhoods. Too often, the current council has dealt with issues in ways that are divisive and disrespectful of our neighbors and friends. When the town council moved to suspend negotiations and evict the Groton family operating Par 4 restaurant at the town golf course with less than 30 days' notice, they demonstrated a total disregard to a community institution. Whether the reason was to capture a few more dollars a year in rent, or, as rumor has it, to lease to a friend of a sitting councilor, either way, this was handled badly. When they considered combining the planning and zoning commissions in the name of efficiency, they didn't even bother talking to the members of those two bodies. Not my idea of good government. Politics being what it is, I have to mention the Republican campaign is distributing a brochure that suggests Groton Democrats shouldn't be involved in Groton government because of what's happening in Hartford. That's ridiculous. And if they do what they did 2 years ago and mail something saying, "Look out, Democrats will raise your taxes," know the truth. When Democrats run the town, taxes increase less than 1% per year. Nobody wants to be in the position the council found itself in this year, But remember, they approved an almost 9% tax increase and closed a school. Groton voters deserve better. Let's focus on real issues, on what's true. I'm asking for your vote on November 7th and hope you will also consider the other fine Democrats running for Council, RTM, and Board of Ed. I strongly believe it's time for a change, and a more equal, diverse council is best for Groton. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Scott Ament, candidate for Groton Town Council. I want to tell you a little bit about me, then about my goals and ideas I have for the next 2 years. I'm a 27-plus year resident of Groton. I'm a Navy veteran, married for 29 years with 1 child. I have served on the Groton RTM for 2 years. While serving, I was a committee chair for the Planning and Economic Development Committee. I'm currently serving Groton as the Secretary and Chair Pro Tem of the Charter Revision Commission. I am an NRC licensed reactor operator at Dominion Energy in Waterford, where I have worked for over 22 years. I'm very active and I attend many municipal meetings. I'm committed to doing the hard work and research needed to ask the right questions, hold people accountable, and provide the timely and accurate information needed to make the right decisions for Groton's future. My mission and goals are to provide more transparency, accountability, and efficiency. Some of the things I plan to do if elected are: 1, present the budget in a simple format with more input from citizens. 2, improve economic development. 3, look for more efficient ways to save money and reduce our duplicated services. 4, minimize our dependence on governmental aid, especially since what is going on in Hartford right now. The Democrats cannot run our state, so why should we let them run our town? Times are changing, and Groton needs to change with it. Through efficiency, accountability, and proper leadership, we can change these trends for a better Groton, all of Groton. Please vote for me, Scott Ament, November 7th, line 7B. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Juliet Parker and I'm running for Town Council. I am currently an RTM member and have been for the past 4 years. I grew up in Pequannock Bridge and graduated from Fitch High School, Fitch Senior High School in 1991, which was 26 years ago. I am running for Town Council because I feel it's my responsibility and duty to invest back into my community and show my daughters that investing into your community brings you joy and satisfaction. I also want to be a light and be able to help others and move forward. I have started volunteering when I was 12 here at Groton Public Library, and I volunteer through my church as a children's ministry. I am currently lead women's Bible study. I am also part of the New London Music Boosters as a vice president. I am a Girl Scout leader as well as an alumni. And I also was part of the PTO here in Groton Public School Systems and as well as Groton Parent Council. I am running because I need to invest back in my community. We need to bring more businesses back in, and family-oriented community events or places for children to go with their families within reasonable pricing. Putting back into Groton would grow Groton as one, as a group that can interact together wisely, financially, and grow as a community better. I also believe that we can be that way, be loving and caring. Growing up, we used to someone would take the jacket off and give it to another person if they needed it. I want us to grow that way again. And I'm hoping that we can do that together and that you put your trust in me to do it. And please vote on November 7th. And again, my name is Juliet Parker.
Hello, my name is Harry Watson, and I'm a town council candidate for the upcoming election, November 7th. For this taping, I have 5 minutes or less to introduce myself and hopefully convince you to vote for me. First, about myself, then some highlights of what I bring to the voters as a candidate. Myself. I moved to Groton in 1983 and retired from Pfizer in 2003. In retirement, I attended Eastern Connecticut State University, completing a bachelor's degree in the year 2007 at the age of 58. I began working in Groton schools as a substitute teacher with the preference of children in preschool through 3rd grade. My wife Kim and I have 3 children, all of which graduated from Fitch High School. Recently, our youngest graduated from college, and all 3 of our children have earned bachelor's degrees. Our family are active members of Union Baptist Church in Mystic. As for experience, overlapping my career, I've served on Groton's Town Council for the past 26 years. 6 of those years, 2003 to 2009, I was fortunate enough to serve as your mayor. As a town councilor for the past 26 years, some examples of community-related experience which I've been part of include Ledgelight Health District. I've coached Groton Youth Sports. I've been on the Sub-Base Realignment Coalition. I'm active in shellfishing in Groton. And I'm also on the Southeastern Connecticut Water Authority and the Lighthouse Vocational Education Board of Directors. Also, I'm the chair of the Education Committee, Liaison Committee with our Board of Education, RTM, and City Council. In closing, having served for over 26 years, I feel that I bring the voice of experience to the Town Council. I care a great deal about our community and our quality of life. There is a phrase that I use to summarize myself at times, and that is, I tend to be fiscally conservative, but at the same time, I try to be socially liberal. Another phrase I've often used about our town is Groton is a great place to visit, but even a better place to live. It's been an honor to serve Groton for so long, and I would like to continue. When voting November 7th, please choose 8B Harry Watson on the ballot. If anyone would like to talk or has questions, please feel free to call or email. My phone number is 860-705-4551, and my email address is hwatson5866@gmail.com. My thanks to the Groton Library for making this available and giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Joe Zapiri, and I'm a Democratic candidate for the Groton Town Council. My first mission in speaking today is to convince you to vote in the Groton Town election of November 7. We all get out to vote for federal and state elections because we think of them as more important. But the municipal elections for people who run our town government are very important too. Think about it. The town has the responsibility for operating our schools, providing police and fire department services, delivering drinking water to our homes, and maintaining a sewer system that protects the sanitary conditions of our community. The town operates our library, social services, and senior center also. Our children are mostly educated in Groton schools. We provide each child with 13 years of quality education. That's the majority of everyone's education, including those with college and advanced degrees. Most of us spend more time driving on town roads than on state and federal highways. We take for granted the clean, safe water that flows in our sinks and our baths when we open the faucets. And no one thinks of the sickness that they never had, the sickness that has been prevented by the excellent sanitary facilities that are operated by the town. Yet all of these things are under town management and ultimately the responsibility of the town council. Groton has a high property tax rate, just like many other municipalities in our state. We all pay those taxes. If we own property, we pay directly. If we rent our homes, our rental rates are adjusted upwards so that the landlord can pay the taxes. If we buy goods and services from merchants and professionals in town, we pay charges that account for the tax rate as an overhead factor for the merchant or professional. The town has budgeted over $121 million for 2017. Almost all of that comes from our property taxes. We all pay, and we all benefit from those expenditures. We need a town council that is sensitive and responsive to the needs of the people, but at the same time aware of the costs of providing services. We have to continue to provide high-quality education for our children. We need to maintain strong and well-staffed and well-supplied police and fire departments. We need to maintain and modernize our infrastructure. We need to continue services to our poor and elderly. We must continue our library, parks, and recreation facilities, but at the same time, we must stay within our means. The easy decisions and the quick fixes are all used up. We have to make informed and deliberate choices. We must plan for the long term. Vote for me, Joe Zapiri, if you want someone who will work to make our schools better, support our police and fire departments, promote the repair of roads and waterworks, and continue services to our people. But I will always ask, why is this necessary? Is there a better way to accomplish the same goal? And how will we pay for this? Vote for me if you want someone who will ask department heads to fulfill their duties as efficiently as possible. Vote for me if you want someone who will vote to spend town funds for specific needs of various departments, but at the same time, insist that those funds are used only for the purposes that they were directed to. Vote for me if you want someone who believes that the town government exists to serve all of the people of Groton, not just a few. Vote for me if you want someone who will accept your calls, listen to you, and respect your ideas. Groton is a great place to live. We need to preserve the things that make it what it is for our people and move forward to draw in new business that will provide new jobs and services to the people who live here, and at the same time preserve the grace and charm of our neighborhoods. Vote for me, Joe Zapiri. Let's keep Groton great and make it even greater as we move forward.
Hello, I'm Dean Antipos, and you'll have a chance to vote for me for Groton Town Council this November 7th. A little bit of background: I've lived in Groton for about 23 years with my wife, Amy. We have 3 children, all in local schools. I have a degree in engineering from UConn. I'm a licensed professional engineer. I also happen to have a law degree from Pace University, and I maintain a small law office in Mystic. I've served on the council for about 5 years altogether. This is, I think, my second full term. I chair the Rules Committee. I was also the chairman of the Subcommittee on Ethics, now known as the Ethics Task Force. We drafted the draft ethics code. Couple of points I want to hit in this very brief presentation. People wanted a charter revision commission, and this council promised to establish one, and we did. The commission has submitted its draft. It's full of a lot of ideas to vet and consider. And under the law, it's the council's job now to make recommendations on the draft, which we're doing. Once the commission accepts or rejects our recommendations, we'll have a final version we can vote on. So the process is ongoing. Another hot topic is our subdivisions. Been a lot of talk over the years about the C word, consolidation. And I won't argue the proposition that it could save money and make things more efficient. But ultimately, under the law, it's up to the residents to decide whether or not to consolidate. But when the time comes, we need to be prepared for it and to transition intelligently. In the meantime, it profits all of us here in Groton to keep a proper perspective, to stick to reality, and to strengthen cooperation among the pieces that make up the town of Groton today. Now on to the most important thing. This quirky, beautiful place we call Groton has one of the lowest per capita debt rates in the state, nearly half the state average. We enjoy a very high credit rating. Our bonds are considered high grade. Our pension plans, which we're revising to keep up with trends and save money and make fair, are nearly fully funded. unlike the states, sad to say. Groton has one of the lowest tax levies per capita. It's 30% below the state average. I know it doesn't feel that way, but those are the numbers. We're still averaging under 2.5% annual tax increases over the last 10 years. In fact, Groton relies less on local property taxes than the average Connecticut community. But that's changing dramatically and all at once. Governor Malloy's February budget proposed drastic cuts to Groton, almost $9.5 million to the school grant alone, almost $4 million to pick up what he says we should pick up for teacher retirement. We were told the cuts would end up being less once the sausages were all made, so we reduced the town's budget by a total of really over $6 million in response. Our budget actually looks more like 2010's budget. But now the governor has vetoed a sound budget passed by the General Assembly on a bipartisan basis, which he asked for, a budget that would have fully restored the grant. There's been no override in the General Assembly, so now we're under his executive orders. And we face a $17.5 million cut to the school grant alone, 70%. Now, our cash, whether it's tax dollars, grants, money we've saved up in the bank all these years through prudent decisions, will take us through May. That's where we are. This is where the governor and his supporters in the General Assembly, including, sad to say, our local state representatives, have put us. Now, we're trimming our sails, taking all the measures we can, including hiring freezes and other such measures. We've also hired a great new town manager, a fellow with experience and ability looking at our operations top to bottom. And this is no accident. We put a lot of work into finding someone to fit the bill, and he's exceeding our expectations. Still, he's new to the town, new to the state, and for him to be effective for Groton, he needs to be able to rely on an experienced team on the council. Remember, you're voting for individuals, so forget the letters after people's names. We're individuals. Anyone who's watched this council sees the diversity of opinions, sees the different approaches to the issues. It's been heated, but you also see how we come together to do what's best for Groton. So don't fall for distractions and promises of easy fixes. In the rough waters ahead, Groton needs a steady, experienced hand on the tiller. I want to thank all who supported me in the past, and I welcome your support again. If you've ever seen the council on television, I'm all the way on the right, and that's where I am on the ballot, box 9B. I hope to see you November 7th. Thank you.